what is that now? 4 years in a row of devastation at the end. I mean, 4 straight years, right, where we've come down to second to last game, and just had our hearts broken. Man, I love being a fan of this football team. Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, lawyers for the injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. This is Nate coming at you guys. Just to recap, the game, if you want to call it that, it never felt like it was close. It never felt like we really stood a chance in that game at Kansas City. Super disappointed in how the offense showed up, or didn't show up, if you want to say it like that. The only touchdown we had was a deep pass to Tyreek Hill, where he fought through the pass interference, made a great play on the ball, broke some tackles, and scored. It was the only glimmer of hope the entire game, and the offense just never showed up. The offense just never, ever showed up. I don't know. I thought the game plan would be pretty obvious, to be honest with you guys. Like, hey, the weather sucks. It's going to be hard to throw the football. Let's run the ball a ton. We have 4 healthy running backs. They're all ready to go. Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Chris Brooks. They should all be good to go. Let's just run the ball, keep our defense that is decimated with injuries off the field, and just go with the offense. Let's just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Apparently we didn't want to do that because we threw the ball 40 times and ran the ball 18 times in negative 30-degree weather. What sense does that make? It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's so dumb. That is so dumb. You have an all-time banged-up defense. You are missing starters. You are missing your top 3 edge rushers, your number 1 middle linebacker, your number 2 corner, and your number 1 starting safety. And you just keep throwing them out on the field. The defense played way more than the offense did because the offense couldn't do a damn thing. I think that's the most disappointing part of it. I would have rather gotten a shootout and lost, to be blunt. I would have rather our defense got their teeth kicked in. Because that you could justify. You could explain that. You cannot explain this offense completely no-showing in this playoff game and scoring 7 total points. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand that, honestly. I don't know what was being missed. I don't know what the play calling was. I'm all for next season, and I'll get more into this, obviously, with offseason videos and a bunch of stuff going. I'm okay with McDaniel designing the offense and giving the play calling to the offensive coordinator if Frank Smith leaves, giving it to someone else, or letting Frank Smith call it if he stays, because McDaniel can design a hell of an offense, but his game-calling ability has left a lot to be desired for me, at least recently, and it takes him too long sometimes to get a play call in because he's focused on too much stuff. Sometimes I think it's okay to just be the designer. Be the architect, let the builders work with it. Just design the plan. We averaged 4.2 yards a carry, and we ran the ball less than half as many times as we passed the ball. That doesn't make any sense. We were only missing 2 starters on the offense. Yes, it was our center and our left guard, and it hurts to be missing them. And I'll get more into the Connor Williams injury later this week when I do a full season in review. But at the same time, when you're averaging 4.2 yards a carry, why are you not just running it? Why are you not running the ball? I don't understand. I've been mad about it for 2 days, and I figured, all right, now's the time to talk about this. We had this video out. It's not Miami, guys. You're playing in Kansas City. This is how it looks in the AFC. The good teams in the AFC are cold weather teams that you're going to have to go play at their place unless you get the number 1 seed. Just look at this round of playoffs. The 7 teams in the AFC playoffs. Baltimore gets pretty cold. Buffalo, freezing cold. Kansas City, negative 30. Texans, dome, warm weather team. Cleveland gets freaking cold. Miami, hot. And Pittsburgh gets pretty damn cold. I was there for that playoff game. It was minus 27-degree wind chill. The best teams in the AFC this year, the 7 best teams in the AFC, are cold weather teams. And that's not even counting other teams that didn't have a great season and didn't make the playoffs, like the Bengals. It's going to be cold in Cincinnati. The Jets are going to get Aaron Rodgers back next year, and maybe they're decent. It's all cold weather teams. You have to be able to go to their place and play them if you want to be legit. And we haven't done that all season. The few cold weather games we played, the 2 really. Buffalo, it wasn't cold, but going to Buffalo, we got smoked. Going to Kansas City, we just got smoked. We haven't been able to play. We played in Baltimore in December technically. Got smoked. I don't know, man. I'm going to give props to the defense and Vic Fangio. I mean, they did their very best, missing all of that talent. The most defensive war injury this year is your Miami Dolphins. Our strength and conditioning coaches got to go because the boys are all banged up and hurt all the time, and you just can't have it. So into the offseason we go with just as many questions as we went into last offseason. And again, I'll break all that down with my season in review video coming. I'll have a full 7-round Dolphins mock draft. I'll have my usual first-round mock draft after the wild card games finish. Right now, the final one of those is playing, so that'll solidify at least the draft order for this mock draft, which will include trades. So keep your eyes open for that. But, when it comes to the Dolphins, I will leave you guys with this little sentiment. Sometimes it's not only one team wins Super Bowl, right? Only one team can win it. Yeah, I would like a playoff win, as we are now the longest playoff win drought in the NFL. That's fun. At the end of the day, this was a hell of a ride. And you've got to enjoy the journey. You have to, because only one team finishes the season with a win in the playoffs and Super Bowl champs, and that just doesn't happen often for many teams. So enjoy the ride. I enjoyed it. I know it ended disappointingly, but I still have moments from this season that I will hold on to forever. So that's it for the recap of that game. No edge rushers. I really didn't recap the game, to be honest with you. I didn't have a whole lot to say other than our team sucked. Patrick Mahomes wasn't spectacular, but he did enough. Rasheed Rice was awesome for them. Their run game was okay. It wasn't great. We just couldn't get home on Patrick Mahomes at all, and that's what happens when you lose your top 3 edge rushers and you're paying Emmanuel Ogbah too much money. Spoiler alert, see ya, Ogbah, you're gone. Cap casualty. And I don't think I never saw Bruce Irvin do anything or Melvin Ingram do anything or Justin Houston do anything except get held and not have it called. So, we couldn't get home. Mahomes had all day to sit back there and pick us apart, and it worked. That's all they had to do against us, so it wasn't that big of a deal. They were just the better team. And we were the more injured team on the defensive side by a mile, and our offense that we needed to show up had to score 27, 30 points to have a chance in this game. Didn't even bother getting off the buses. Left everything packed in Miami. So, tough way to end it. But I'll see you guys in the next video that comes out. There's going to be a ton coming out. Off-season grind does not stop. Thanks, guys, for riding along for this season on every preview. I previewed every game. I recapped every single game. And that will continue. This is year 1 of I'll do this forever, honestly. I enjoy doing it. So I'll see you guys in the next Dolphins-related video, but stay tuned for Cowboys stuff. My buddy Colin is still reeling after that loss last night. Sage and his Ravens are still got everything to play for in front of them, so stay tuned if you're a fan of those teams, or if you just like NFL, because we're going to have a ton of off-season draft content coming your guys' way real soon. We'll see you guys in the next one.